Hi and welcome to Frugalfull. I'm Lara and this is a budgeting and frugal lifestyle channel. Hope you enjoy today's video. It's to do with the allotment and seedlings and hopefully some bigger plants. It's another lovely day. It's beautiful outside, so I've decided to transplant the seedlings from the windowsill here. There's another round of things that are ready to go along to the polytunnel and some things to be planted outside. Some things are more than ready. This is huge. Look at the size of this one. So there are two. There are two humongous ones here, and I'm not actually sure what they are. I might use the PlantNet app to see if I can identify them. There's a whole load of leek. There's these the cucumbers. This is courgette, just one, one lonely courgette, and some cucamelon, which is exciting because I've never ever grown cucamelon before, so looking forward to trying that. And then there's more cucamelon in here. There's some aubergine plants. Never tried them before, never grown them, so that's going to be exciting as well. I'm going to be replanting seeds on the windowsills here, but I'll have to do a recce, see what worked out well, what didn't grow so well. I know for a fact that I think I've only got one pepper plant. There's one pepper seedling in here somewhere, and that's literally all, and that was right beside the windowsill, but for some reason didn't take. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, excuse me. For some reason the peppers didn't do very well, so I'll reattempt those. And I think in future, because I'll show you in a minute, but I have some of the pots away from the windowsill next to the draining board. They don't do very well. They really don't. I think I'm better to just try and grow less at a time, have them right on the windowsill, and be a lot prompter to get the seedlings along and put new stuff in, and just keep the cycle turning a lot quicker, but not try and be as ambitious of how many things I'm growing at once, because yeah, they haven't really done all that great. Plus, from a Bella proofing point of view, I have to keep them covered, and I've been putting a big tray over them, so they're just not really getting a chance to do very well, which is a real shame. Still plenty of time. It's early days though, still early in the summer, late spring. Cucumber. So there are 2 cucumbers, so I would really like to grow more of those. What else am I to show you? Oh, and there's what was in here again? Let's see. I can never open this thing. It's a Lara proof tub. It really is. There we go. Oh yeah, that's right. This is really exciting. So this is artichokes. Look, they do pretty well. I have never ever grown artichoke before, and I'm really excited to try. So I'm not quite sure if they're going straight outside or if I should be growing them indoors. I need to double check that. But that's all still to come. So yeah, long story short, this lot is going to the allotment today. I'll plant some more seeds up at the window, as I say, once I figure out what I would like to grow more of. So for example, with the leek, there are so many leek there, I'm not going to need to grow more of them. So I'll grow another round of whatever's the priority veggies. The flowers, as I say, they were under the bit where the tray was, and nothing's really come of those. So I need to look back over previous video that I did as well, just to remind myself of what I was trying to grow in the area that hasn't done very much, because I didn't seem to leave any kind of markers to tell me. So I'm perplexed what I was even attempting to grow in that section, so I need to have a look back and see if I can figure it out and put some more seeds. The herbs, I'll have a proper go at growing herbs and a way of hanging them and a way of having them in the kitchen that's Bella proof. I really want to make a go of that over the summer. The great thing is that can be a year-round project anyway. But when I do get to that stage, I will share with you the journey in a video. But there's not very much going on in the way of herbs right now. Anyway, come on, I'll show you. It's easier if I turn the camera around and show you. And then off we go to the allotment. So as you can see, it's looking a bit sad. So there were supposed to be herbs here, but there's not very much going on. There's a few there. And that's it. Hollyhock and I think it was marigold, yeah. I'd be as well just planting that stuff outside now. There's no point growing it indoors now that we're into this time of the year. As I say, don't know what was here. No clue. What was this supposed to be? Oh, spring onions and broccoli. They can get planted outside anyway now, so that's not so bad. And then this is where I had things that I've harvested. It's a bit messy, as you can see. So I'm going to have a look and I'm going to have a sort and a tidy, replant once I get back. And this is some kind of herby thing as well. The difficulty is at the moment with Bella proofing things, I end up having to smother things sometimes as well. So I need to come up with something. I would like to have something where I have some pots, some jars hanging, like kind of dangling. I see things coming up on the likes of Instagram sometimes where they're hanging the jars upside down and the herbs are kind of coming down, and I could just tiptoe and reach up and grab a few leaves. That would be the dream, the herb dream, but I don't know how realistic that's going to be. Anyway, see you at the allotment. So here's the next round of seedlings. We've got cucamelon, we've got sweet corn, I think that's what they are, swede, beetroot and cauliflower. That hasn't done well at all. I'm going to try planting different seeds, probably just plant them outside now. Cucumber is one. So again, that's not done great, but I think there's some at the polytunnel. And then there's a whole bunch of turnip as well. There's a whole load of things that didn't really grow. Peppers, marrow, courgette. As I say, the collie didn't do much. Probably going to plant most of that outside from now on. Also, once I do a recce and see exactly what's at the allotment growing, I'll know whether or not to plant more seeds indoors. I think most of it's going to probably be outdoors from this point on, or in the greenhouse or polytunnel. I've been sorting out the seedlings, trying to identify things as best I can. So I've got 8 tomatoes. So I've pinched off the suckers where I could. For some of them it's too late. And then I'll try and catch them as they grow. If you pinch the suckers off, it stops it from growing multiple branches, because then it gets too heavy and laden. It's better to have fewer branches that are stronger. But you have to kind of try and catch the suckers early. So this is one, for example. Hold on. Yeah, like this, for example. You've got almost a 90-degree angle, but the one that comes up at 45 is a sucker. So it's too late for me for that one, but for example, it's not easy to, there's a wee one here. So I'm gonna just take that away. That's it. Okay. And then I've got some kind of map, hopefully the cucamelon or courgette or something. Cucumber, hopefully. Something in that family anyway for these 3 at the back. And then I'm hoping that I've got a couple of aubergine plants. I've got a bunch of salady things. I think these are kohlrabi. They are very dehydrated, whatever they are. I've got space for some more things. But what I have to do is, I got here and then I realised that I removed the PlantNet app off my phone. Oh, a very large pigeon is on. Do you see the shadow? There's a pigeon up there walking around. Yeah, anyway, I did have the PlantNet app on my phone, but I took it off because I didn't have enough space on my phone. I hadn't yet reinstalled it, and I got down here now and went to reinstall it, and the signal's too poor, so I'm basically kind of stuck. I've got a rough idea what these things are that I've left in the polytunnel, but there's all these and everything in here. I know some of it's weeds, hopefully not too much. There's some stuff that's bolted, I left it too long. I think they're mainly salady things. But there's a whole bunch of mystery ones. It's going to take me time to go through them. What I'm going to do is set them all up in the shed, give them a drink, and then just start working my way through once I've got a hold of PlantNet to see what they are. And then next time I'm here, I'll get some string, and I'll secure these, and I'll finish identifying what the stuff at the back is and properly label it. Same with these, and maybe give things a feed as well. I found a bottle of Miracle Grow in the kitchen cupboard that I'd forgotten all about, so I'll use some of that. So there's quite a bit to do, and there's quite a bit of weeding to do, and I've still to work out whether I'm going to plant anything in the ground or just stick with pots this year. It really depends on how deep the weeds have gone, and there's some hay here that I'm going to use as well to create a mulch to slug proof and help suppress weeds. It's $1.75 for a big huge pack from B&M, so it's good value for money. It's really tightly compressed at the moment, so it covers a decent area, so I think 2 of these will probably be enough. So for £3.50, and they actually forgot to run them through, but I said to them because I wouldn't have felt right about that. So they could have, if I'd gone with that, they would have been free, but I wouldn't want to do that. So for £3.50, I thought that was brilliant. It makes a big difference, as I say. Did that 2 summers ago and it made a huge difference for planting things. So I'll see you in the plot. Well, I got me a shed full of seedlings. So it's going to take a while going through everything, working out what's actually here, what's to be planted in the ground outside or in pots outside, what's to be put in the composting because it's bolted. Well, I can tell definitely what some of those are. Pick out the ones that are weeds and put them in the weed tea. So there's plenty to do, but till I've got the PlantNet app on my phone, it's going to have to be put on hold for today. So today, I think it's to be bright but not too hot. So they should be okay in here. I don't think they're going to cook in here or anything. They should be okay. So the plan now is I'm going to do a bit of weeding, test the ground, see what that's like, and try and make a decision about whether I'm going to do pots or plant some things in the ground this year. Got my hay here as well for probably using as a mulch once the seedlings are in the ground, if they're going to go in the ground. If they're not going to go in the ground, it'll just go straight onto the ground today. So I'll report back soon. I've decided to weed and cover. So if there are areas where I'm going to plant things, I'm going to start off with things growing in a pot, and once they're a decent size, so I know they're not going to succumb to the weeds, then I'll dig a hole and then just surround it by hay. But any areas where I'm not planting, and then that way I can dig into the ground by hand, but they'll have really nice rich compost to grow in at the start. Because one of the issues with why hardly anything I've put in the ground so far has done anything, and I think one of the reasons why is because the ground's very hard and compacted. I'm going to try and improve my soil quality this year. Just do things using pots, maybe move the pots into the ground where there's more space, but at least start things off in pots. At least I can dig the hole to move the pot into the ground using a hand shovel with my left hand. I'm unable to dig properly, to properly weed. Even just surface level hole weeding was difficult. So anywhere that's not going to have anything directly in the ground is going to get tarps put over it as well. And then I'm going to add some extra, probably do a bit of research how to improve the soil quality for next year and add whatever's necessary, and probably just keep it covered. Apart from, as I say, growing space. Plenty of fresh weeds for the weed tea. Now we just need rain, but I'm not complaining at the lack of rain. Covered up all the fruit bushes. Need to order some more of these big netting sheets. They're brilliant. Gonna probably buy 2 more big ones and 2 smaller ones, I reckon. We'll see. Depends if the prices have gone up or how much they've gone up by. There's a few things growing. Gonna harvest some salad tomorrow and some rhubarb. These strawberry seedlings aren't doing great. I might see if I can buy some more just to try and give them a boost. The rhubarb is very happy. I'll probably plant things straight into the raised beds this year. I think I can manage that. And also, if the fruit bushes that are small aren't too big to move around, I might try moving them about to try and free up another raised bed. The bark chip, I'm going to just move onto the ground. It's not really necessary, because if I just use hay like here, then it'll be fine. I'm going to pick up a couple more packs of hay next time I'm at the retail park, because 2 packets has covered the ground level, which is great, but it would be handy to have some more. So there's a little bit happening here. Still got lots to do. I've got lots of things I want to plant, as I say, but at least that's the preparations all finished today. Got a bit of a tidy and a sort out that I'd like to do. Plant some potatoes, get some cuttings for the garden, and also just because they've gone a bit wild, for these different shrubby things. Got some tidying to do in the shed, stuff like that. There's always things to potter about and get on with. But it's just been so relaxing to come down here after a pretty horrible start to the day. And then I'm going to go for my walk, come back tomorrow, as I say, finish doing a bit of planting. I'll have a wee chat before I say goodbye on today's video, once I've done some planting, and just let you know what I've planted and where and how it went with these seedlings, because there's a lot of mystery seedlings to identify. Well, the weather is awful today. I've come to see how these guys are doing and water them. So there's tomatoes, there's some cucumber. I've still got 3 big pots at the back to identify. There's peppers. The tomatoes are doing really well. I've got salady things. I think these are kohlrabi, but I'm not 100% sure. Still need to check that out. Peppers. Salad stuff. This, which is bolting. And I was gifted these cucumbers. So yeah, it's great because some kind people at the allotment gifted me some things. Peppers and some cucamelon and some cucumber, which is exciting. Still to sort through the wee seedlings as well in the shed. Hi, welcome to the allotment and the shed. I'm a bit soggy here. I had a bath earlier and came out to the allotment. Keep getting soaked, so I've never really had a chance to dry off and recover. It's a total washout here today. So I've just come down to water some things, check on how they're doing, how they're growing, and begin the process of sorting out the seedlings in the shed. Let me show you. So I've got these guys sorted out so far. Just waiting for the next magical batch of expanding compost to do its thing. Thank you so much, Carol and Donald, who gave me 13 packs of this potting soil. It expands out, you put 3 litres of water in and it expands out to 10 litres of potting soil. It's great stuff, full of nutrition for the plants. So this is the second lot. So I'm just waiting on that. These are the next ones that I'm going to use the PlantNet app to identify. There's been a whole load more than this that have gone into the weed tea tub. A lot of weeds, because I was using compost from the plot in the pots in the polytunnel. There are lots of weeds growing up amongst things, so I'm just gradually working my way through weeding out the weeds, quite literally weeding out the weeds. Every time I'm seeing salvageable things that are non-weeds, I'm pulling them out when I find them, obviously trying to not damage them, and then repot them with this nutritious potting soil. And yeah, just gradually working my way through that. I'm going to call it a day soon though, because the midges will come out in full force soon as well. But I've made a really good start, very happy. Most of what's here I reckon is weeds. I'll get on, I think this is not a weed though, hopefully not. I'll carry on with the identification of most things later, next time. Give them a chance to grow a bit first, but I've got the app ready for when the time comes now. I'm going to show you what's outside. Welcome to a very, very, very soggy allotment. I reckon that there's a load of weeds there as well, but I did have some, I think it's calendula. The leaves are shaped a little bit like that, but I reckon the majority of that's weeds, unfortunately. I didn't want to risk pulling out any good stuff before, but now I know it probably is weeds. I need more compost in here ASAP because it's getting very soggy. This plot is prone to flooding, which is why I used a lot of sand and wood chip and stones. I continue to use wood chip, but when I first started I used a lot of stones and sand, and it's made a big difference to the drainage. So I've got some sweet corn and some swede here. I think that's it. Squash, swede, sweet corn. Don't know how they're going to do. Hopefully they'll be revived and they'll do okay. I'm going to get some more hay soon, and I'm going to use that around them as a mulch to try and keep the weeds away, to try and keep the slugs away. So that'll be for next time I come down. And then just planting a gazillion seeds outside as well and make the most of it once the weather comes back, and come and harvest some of this gorgeous rhubarb. I'll make some rhubarb jam soon, watch this space. Thanks a million for watching today. Hopefully next time I bring you here the sun will be back out. So I'll say goodbye just now. Take care. Best wishes and see you again soon.